I'm excited to be here with you this morning. I am going to talk a little bit about marketplaces and specifically talk about Amazon and eBay and why they are so important. Hopefully, if you're already on those marketplaces, share some insight into what will help you to continue to grow and increase your sales. I have a very nice slide about myself.
It's beautiful.
My name is Mahonri Madrigal. I'm a senior consultant with Marketplace Ignition. We are a consultancy firm based out of Atlanta. My background is from 9 years at eBay, a little over 9 years at eBay, where I worked with the top 1% of sellers on the site. The 1% sellers. The top 1% sellers for eBay generate about 60% of the revenue, to give you an idea. My primary role at the time was to help these sellers not only grow and develop eBay strategy, but also an overall marketplace strategy for them. But enough about me. The marketplaces, just by a show of hands, last year, how many of you made a purchase on the marketplace? Wow, I was expecting fewer, so this is even better. How many of you made a purchase this year in the marketplace? So we can see just by this room alone that the presence, the importance of marketplaces is ever increasing. The value that a marketplace can bring to a business is very significant. There's really four main reasons for that. The first one is selection. A buyer, a consumer knows that if they go to a marketplace, whether it's Amazon, eBay, any other, they're going to be able to find a wide selection of product that they're looking for. They also know that they will be able to find very competitive pricing. When you have several hundred or thousand sellers competing for the buyer, obviously pricing is going to come into play. The consumer also knows and understands that by going to a marketplace, they're pretty much going to be able to find whatever it is that they're looking for. That's certainly the case for both Amazon and eBay. And then the final piece is the customer experience, which for both Amazon and eBay is certainly something that buyers are very much accustomed to, a certain level of treatment that they're going to be receiving from sellers and from the marketplace as a whole, because they know that sellers are rewarded for higher customer satisfaction. There's all right, so this is perfect timing because I want to share with you some numbers of why, just from a sheer number perspective, why Amazon and eBay are so important and should be, if they're not already, part of your overall business strategy. So that would be slide 6. We'll see here in a little bit. We'll see that Amazon, obviously, from 2012 to 2013, there was a pretty big increase in sales from 56.4 billion to 67.98. They are projected to end up at over 75 billion this year, and in 2015 they will surpass $100 billion in sales. They are by far the #1 marketplace in the US. They, in essence, 1 out of every 7 to 8 online transactions happens on Amazon. So again, if you're not on Amazon, you're missing out. Couple things that are pertinent to the Amazon buyer. They typically are, they will purchase more than maybe the average online buyer. The average order value for Amazon is about $100. And another key point that I wanted to show you is that the third-party sellers for Amazon is an area, is a segment that is growing at a very rapid pace. 2013, they accounted for 28% of the sales, and that's only increasing through this year. eBay's a little bit different. The year-over-year growth percentage-wise, this would be number 7. Here's my picture.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Okay. So eBay, as you can see, year-over-year percentage-wise, they're actually higher than Amazon. 8, 11% compared to 20, 14.4. But obviously, the sales numbers, they're about a fourth of what Amazon is. Certainly, a very viable marketplace at number 2, only to Amazon. The couple of things to note here for eBay, the international piece and the mobile aspect are very important in developing a strategy there. You can see 30% sales international come for eBay, and then 4 out of every 10 transactions are mobile in 2015. That number is actually up to 4 out of every 6 this year.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the Amazon.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take a little bit of time talking about what we can do to optimize across both marketplaces. There's some things that will help across both marketplaces, and then we'll talk specifically about strategies for eBay and Amazon. Everybody get the picture? All right. So, like your own websites or your online presence, content is fundamental when it comes to marketplace presence. Really, we're looking at keyword relevance in the titles, which is basically how buyers are going to find you. The use of images is something that comes into place at a marketplace level. Both Amazon and eBay have very high criteria as far as the quality and the resolution of images. And something that I always tell clients is really think about your audience. So, if a consumer is looking for a $500–600 Coach or Louis Vuitton handbag, it's probably going to be different than somebody that's looking for an iPhone case and wants to pay $15 to $20. What I mean by that is for that higher ASP buyer, you want to have more images. And not only have more images, but have different angles, different pieces of the handbag or whatever item you're listing, as opposed to maybe the iPhone case where all they really need to know is a basic description, and if there's maybe some color variations, that's something that you would want to keep in mind. A description, 200 to 300 words is recommended. And if you can do it in bullets, even more so, particularly when it comes to Amazon. On the eBay side, the 200 to 300 words come into play from a mobile standpoint. Categorization is something that, although can be challenging and certainly requires investment of time, it is very crucial when it comes to search for both the Amazon and eBay marketplace. So certainly encourage and recommend you to spend some time in making sure that the categorization for your items on these marketplaces is the appropriate. The final thing is the seller performance piece. As I said, this piece is extremely important for both Amazon and eBay. They monitor this closely, and they both reward and penalize sellers for their metrics. Some of the things that they look at, they look at the customer service, and what I mean by that is really they're looking at the email response time. Are you responding to buyers within a 24 to 48 hour time frame? How are those responses coming across? So those are some things that are monitored. Both marketplaces allow buyers to leave feedback for their transaction that they've had with the seller. And then the final piece is the shipping time, which is the handling time, latency, combined with the shipping service that you're offering. They both have algorithms, internal algorithms that allow them to determine if your product is getting to the buyer, to your buyer in a reasonable time. And they will measure these, they hold sellers accountable for this. Sometimes, all these components can be a hard message for somebody that's getting launched on these marketplaces, but it's important to keep in mind that buyers are coming to buy at Amazon or eBay. They're not really coming to buy at Mahonri's Tool Supply or Dave's iPhone store. That's just a perspective to have. Okay. Amazon specifically. Is there anybody here that's already selling on Amazon? Right? Doing FBA?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
mostly FBA.
Okay. So FBA is Amazon's program, fulfillment by Amazon, that basically handles the packaging, delivery, customer support, and the returns for you. There, of course, is a cost associated with that. It does enable a seller on Amazon to be able to have access to a large storage space and really allow you to increase rapidly as far as Amazon's presence goes. This particular example is for a marketplace ignition client. You can see that in the beginning of February was when we actually launched them on FBA. And the sales growth compared to last year, so the blue line is this year, last year was the red line, significant increase as far as that goes. On this particular example, it's also important to note that they started with about 10% of their total Amazon assortment going to FBA. Right now they're about 25%. So again, not only are you growing rapidly, the velocity of sales also increases significantly. Another buy box. This is something where if you're selling on Amazon, 75% of sales go to the buy box unit. Buy box is the little blue box on the right-hand side here. And there's several factors that go into winning the buy box. Obviously, competitive pricing will always come into play. The positive feedback, your delivery, the volume of your inventory, and then your refund and return rates. This is something where if you notice, if you're doing FBA, that's something that will come into play here. Because by doing FBA, the delivery piece is pretty much handled for you. And the volume of inventory is something that Amazon will be able to have access to and that they are able to see. So by being an FBA certainly helps you in winning the buy box. The final piece is the Prime program that Amazon has. Amazon's Prime program is an all-inclusive 2-day shipping program for $99 a year. And to give you an idea of the power of the Prime buyer, they account for less than 10% of the Amazon customer base. They're actually over 40% of the revenue. They purchase on average about $1,400 a year. So a very important segment of the buyer population for Amazon. What it means for a seller is, again, for you to be Prime eligible, you need to be on the FBA. It's something that Amazon has. So if you're not an FBA or if you're not having access to the prime buyers, then you're obviously missing out on a significant portion. eBay, it's a little bit different. We talked a little bit about international shipping. No time. They have a global shipping program, which basically allows sellers that are here in the US to do away with all the hassles of an international transaction. You're able to opt into the global shipping program at eBay, and then in essence allow the fulfillment will be from the seller to a domestic center here in the US, and then eBay will take it from there. So it really helps facilitate the international cross-border trade marketplaces for eBay. Here, just an example, this is for a 12-month period. You can see the impact that global shipping has had on this particular you can see overall, and then the percentage there that is coming from international transactions. Fast and Free program is a program that eBay has where you offer free shipping, and you if the eBay algorithm determines that you can provide the buyer their item within 4 business days, and your items get this little badge. There's the Fast and Free program is about 11% lift, is what eBay says. And again, for this example, this is a footwear seller. They did the things that they needed to qualify for the Fast and Free logo in February, and you can see that there was an immediate lift from February to March of this year. We know that there is nothing such as free shipping. So what eBay does is, obviously what they are encouraging the sellers to do here is to somehow either bake that shipping cost into the cost of the item to be able to promote your item as free. The significance of that is that if you're not doing that on eBay, then you will actually be demoted in their search algorithm for that sheer fact alone. Whether or not total price is the same, if you have free shipping as opposed to if you don't, then there's a search demotion there. Promotions Manager is a program that eBay designed to be able to increase their cart size. For eBay as a whole, the average cart size typically has been 1. The cart size now is, because of this, has been able to go up. Basically what it allows you to do is to create different types of promotions, either order discount, you can do coupons, you can do a sale event, or you can do an accessory discount. Again, the example here, you can see that there was a cart increase in each one of these promotions. The dashboard shows you the revenue generated from those. But it's a way for a seller on eBay to be able to promote not only the main item that the buyer has found, but maybe offer an incentive to purchase additionally so that the buyer can add to their cart size. And that is it. I think the one thing I would share to end is really, like I said, both Amazon and eBay are very significant marketplaces. When you think of the startup cost, it's not going to require a lot of time and effort to get launched on those marketplaces. The investment really comes afterwards, where you're looking to optimize the marketplace and to do those things, maybe from an internal process to leverage some of the aspects that both Amazon and eBay value highly, and that will help you increase relevance. If you're not on those marketplaces, quite simply you're losing sales because as we can see from this room alone, every year, there's just more and more buyers, more consumers that are going to be going to marketplaces and using that as a starting point to do their purchases. So, I don't know if there's any questions.
So, can you comment a little bit on the eBay business model? It seems like eBay over the years is losing prominence, Amazon's increasing in prominence, and your revenue numbers show the growth in Amazon. Can you comment a little bit on eBay's future?
So he asked for him to comment on eBay's growth and Amazon's future.
eBay's future specifically.
Well, you know that eBay and PayPal will split, right? So PayPal's a big component of eBay. I think eBay's future is uncertain as a marketplace, and not that eBay's going to go away. Maybe something happens to them, but as it stands today, they're number 2, and they're number 2 by a long shot. So if I'm a business owner and I'm thinking, what marketplaces do I want to get on? Amazon and eBay, they're very different business models. It's going to have to do a lot with the inventory that you have, with what access you have to, the type of product that you have. So maybe eBay may be a better fit as opposed to Amazon. I don't think that if you're selling on eBay, you're at risk of losing anything. What we're seeing with our clients actually is maybe there's a tendency of sellers to focus on Amazon because it is growing at such a rapid pace. So they're the ones that are that continue to focus on eBay are really being benefited.
So Google, I don't know if they announced this week or if there just was a story about it, how they were going to be competing in this space. What do you know about that and how it's going to affect what's already happening?
I don't know about that. Yes.
This is a little bit of a left field question, but my company is in the online travel business. Are there examples of folks entering these marketplaces providing services like travel?
I can say that eBay has a travel category that does very well, and probably because there's not many other marketplaces that offer that category. We don't have any clients as a company that are in that space, and Amazon doesn't have a travel category.
Okay, we got time for one more question.
I was just going to say, Amazon's actually starting a new product next year for travel. They're supposed to be.
I'm just asking, since he was waiting.
I have a question about, both marketplaces are great places to be. It seems like eBay's easier to gain customers there that you can flip and put onto a website or sell directly or email market to them or whatever. What's your take on those marketplaces?
Yeah, eBay allows you to brand. There's no doubt about that. If that's something that you value, then eBay will allow you to brand. You have a physical, you can have your logo, all of that good stuff. Amazon, at some level, will compete with you. So they do become a direct competitor, so they do not allow you to brand these. But again, there's so much, the volume there is so significant, you can't disregard what Amazon is doing.
All right. Let's have a round of applause.